Disease, loss, and love. I say it that way for a reason. It's called NLP, I think. Hi, friends, it's Adam, the crippled cannabis cowboy. Everybody's different. You're gonna notice things that other people notice different things. It's just kind of how it happens. What I noticed is for me, and it's only for me. And if you notice something, it's just for you. You make sense of it. Maybe somebody else looking at the situation can make sense of it, but then you remember that they're not in that situation. So they only know what they know because they're on the outside looking in. It's a little different when you're living this situation. The NLP thing is neurologic linguistic programming. I've been trying to train myself to talk to myself some kind of way to make myself feel better. I mean, that's really the only reason why I'm doing it. As far as love, it's a big world for me. I didn't get the love that I desired, that I thought what love was. I noticed my perception of what love was different. I was caught up in the fairy tale of love, and it's not quite like that. The thing that I've noticed is the more loving I am, the more love you generate. So the love you make is equal to the love you take. Now, I kind of don't agree with that. If I put out love, I get back a massive amount of love. So it's like it multiplies. If I put out hatred and bad shit, then that tsunami comes back to me. So I'm a very loving individual, and I'm kind of glad I am. There are people out there that are very negative and very evil. If you notice, then nothing but evil and negative shit happened to them. So, I don't know, I'm gonna be a loving cat. Everybody's different, so everybody's gonna experience love for themselves differently. I experience love differently than most people even think that that's what love is. I've learned from myself that love is it's like a hole, it's like a big bubble. There's no independence when it comes to love. You can take little independent pieces of what, love might be for you, but it's like part of this big love bubble. And I don't know, it's different. It's not like what I had thought. Now, that can bring up some hard problems. It's taken a long time for me to adjust to this new vision of love that I have. There's adjusting involved, especially when you grow up in one thing and you're realizing something else, and life happened to me. I got ppms, so I have to think realistically when it comes to dating and relationships. I'm in a different boat with that, so I have to look at it differently. No, I don't freaking like it, and I'm sure anyone else that's in this boat freaking hates it too, but that's the way it is. You're kind of dealt these cards, and you got to play the game with the cards you were dealt. I mean, that's how it works in poker, right? You can't really do much. You can play the game, and try to get better cards, of course, but ultimately the card's gonna go to the way the game is played. So everything's different. There's always chance. I know people that are in these awesome relationships that have children and houses and white picket fence, and they're doing fine. That's awesome. But I also know people that have lost their father, have lost their mother, have lost their children, lost their whole freaking family. It's kind of crazy. I know people that have been shot and beat up, and the concepts are different. So when I stick myself in their situation, it changes everything. Like the the perception of how love is, and you know how a family's supposed to be, and it's only for them, so it's their story. Just like this is my story, these are all just things I've witnessed. My conclusions in the love thing, it's just the way it is. Who the hell wants anything to do with a guy like me? You know, I think about that a lot, but the weird thing is I can't think about it too much because it makes me feel like I'm not worthy, and there are plenty of other people that do a good job at making me feel like I'm not good enough. So I don't need myself to start thinking I'm not good enough. It's kind of relates to that, the NLP, neurologic linguistic program, or neurological linguistic program, something like that, NLP. I like this stuff, so I've learned in time that how I talk to myself, how I think of myself, it's important, man. So when I wake up in the morning and I feel like a piece of shit, I'm gonna be a piece of shit. That's kind of like, I don't know, you are what you eat. So if you wake up in the morning and you eat a piece of shit, you're probably gonna taste it all day long. Loss is a funny one. I think about it all the time. I've lost everything I guess one can lose, aside from, like, you know, my parents passing away, or like losing a father, losing a mom, you know, I've lost plenty of relationships. I haven't lost a kid. Not many people know this, but the whole miscarriage thing, yeah, it's rough on the girl having a miscarriage, but it's also rough on the guy. Cool story about the love and loss thing, that it's helped me. You know, it's not like a go-to, it's not a remedy by any means, but it's the puppy story. You know, like, everybody loves the puppy's cute. By the way, thanks Rachel for giving me this story. The story comes from an author. You can look into it, whatever, but everybody loves puppy. Puppy smells good. His breath is good. He can lick your nose. He's fun. He makes you smile, makes you laugh. What people don't realize is that puppy's gonna get old. That puppy's gonna die. You're guaranteed two things in this life. You're guaranteed to pay taxes, and you're guaranteed to die. Unfortunately, that's true. So the puppy thing, someone always loves the puppy. That someone always thinks that puppy's their baby. I know, because I got my baby laying right there, and he ain't a puppy. He's gonna be 13 next month. He's an old man now, but he's still my baby. So sooner or later, that baby passes away. So having to deal with that is going to be tough, you know, and that's where the loss comes in. So that puppy dog story has been so awesome to me. I do love that puppy dog story. Look into it if you want, you know. As far as disease, that's a tough one. If you're diagnosed with something, welcome aboard. It's a rocky boat. There's holes in it. It's sinking. You know, people die. All kinds of crazy things happen in this boat. If you're in this boat, bummer. A lot of wild shit's gonna happen to you if you're diagnosed with a disease. You know, there's the lighter side of it. There's the heavier side of it. You know, you gauge it how you want. Being diagnosed with anything, it changes your whole persona. You know, it's going to make you think different about life. It's going to make you think into your beliefs. And everything I'm talking about right now, you know, love, loss, and disease, it's going to make you think differently about everything. The best I could do is tell you to experience it. Sit with yourself. Sit with it. That's a phrase I say to myself quite a bit. I make sense of things after I marinate on them. You know, I have my reaction phase where I'll be upset and I'll have to take a moment and go away. When someone says that, they need a minute. Believe them, because I say it. When I need a minute, I need a minute, and I ain't bullshitting. Anyway, thanks for watching my video on disability, loss, and love. Look into that NLP stuff. It's a big help.